everyone, I'm Rosie and welcome back to my channel. It is no secret that I don't like discard. I have videos that show you how I created my starter from scratch and how I maintain it on a regular basis without discarding at all. But if you didn't listen to me or just want some creative and delicious ways to use your starter without making some version of bread, pancakes, muffins, or other baked goods, keep on watching. Starter is sticky, acidic, and has a complex umami flavor that can complement a variety of foods. These properties make it super versatile in the kitchen, and I'll show you some crazy but tasty discard recipes. These recipes get crazier as the video goes on, so make sure you watch till the end. Let's start off with some vegan nacho chickpea snacks. I have 3½ cups of chickpeas here, which is about 2 15-ounce cans that I've drained and rinsed. I add 3 tablespoons, or about 1/4 cup of starter, a 1-ounce packet of taco seasoning, a 1/4 cup of nutritional yeast, and a 1/4 cup of olive oil. This taco seasoning from McCormick is my absolute favorite. I'm all about making foods completely from scratch, but sometimes a shortcut really comes in handy. Since these packets already have salt in them, I don't have to add any other seasoning. If you're using your own spice blend, you'll need about a teaspoon of salt for this amount of chickpeas. The starter creates the super satisfying, perfectly spiced coating on the chickpeas. They are so addictive. I bet you can't eat just one, but with all the nutrition in the chickpeas, you don't have to feel guilty about it. If you want a new twist on roasted veggies or need to trick your kids into eating broccoli, you have to try this. To the 2 small bunches of broccoli, I add about 2 to 3 tablespoons of starter, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, half a teaspoon of garlic powder, half a teaspoon of onion powder, and half a teaspoon of paprika. Then I add half a teaspoon of Himalayan pink salt, a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, and 2 tablespoons of cornmeal. Make sure you mix well so all the pieces get evenly coated. By the way, this cornmeal mixture would also be fantastic on cauliflower or potatoes. This broccoli is so tasty with the crispy sourdough cornmeal that I bet even the pickiest of eaters would gobble up their veggies cooked like this. Next, onto honey sesame walnuts. These are the perfect sweet and savory snack. I have 1 pound of raw unsalted walnuts, which is about 3 3/4 cups. I'm adding about 3 tablespoons or a 1/4 cup of starter, half a cup of white sesame seeds, and half a cup of black sesame seeds. Then I add 1 teaspoon of flaky sea salt, about 3 tablespoons of grapeseed oil, but you can use any vegetable oil, and half a cup of honey. I like the combination of white and black sesame seeds, but feel free to use just one type instead. The starter helps the sesames adhere to the walnuts, balances out the sweetness of the honey, and makes the walnuts incredibly crispy and delicious. Starter meatballs! Yes, you heard that right. I told you we'd be getting crazier towards the end. I'm starting with 1 pound of ground beef. I add 1 teaspoon of Himalayan pink salt, about half a teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, and 2 teaspoons of Italian herb seasoning. Lastly, I add 2 heaping tablespoons of starter. You won't necessarily be able to taste the starter in these meatballs, but it gives them a richer umami flavor and helps keep them super juicy. They'll have the perfect texture, and you don't even need to add breadcrumbs. These meatballs are so moist, and the starter complements the savory flavor of the seasonings perfectly. And now, the craziest and my favorite way to use starter in this video, in a marinade. I have about 1 pound of boneless, skinless chicken thighs that I've cut into cubes. I add 2 heaping tablespoons of starter, half a teaspoon of Himalayan pink salt, half a teaspoon of pepper, and 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. I also add half a teaspoon of garlic powder, half a teaspoon of onion powder, 1 tablespoon of dried rosemary, and 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Many marinades use buttermilk because the acid helps flavor and tenderize the meat. Starter serves the same purpose, but has the added bonus of creating the most delicious light golden crust on the outside. Give those chicken thighs a nice little massage to mix everything together. I'm going to let that marinate in the fridge for about 1 to 2 days. See how the little bit of marinade that's left on the surface of the meat browns so nicely and creates that beautiful crust? The chicken is so moist, juicy, and super flavorful from the seasonings and starter. See how you can use your mighty starter in so many different ways? In the comments, please let me know your favorite crazy but tasty way to use your starter. I'd love to hear your ideas. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more easy cooking and baking videos, and say hi in the comments. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next time. Bye!